offering of incense is like an appreciation of our relationship or friendship with him. In offering the incense, it doesn't mean that you are discounting your religion or making a bad cause for your own self. It's just offering the incense in appreciation of his life. So for us, incense means serenity. So that is why we encourage everyone to offer incense, because he touched each one of us. That's why we're here on this Sunday afternoon. And although I must apologize that we are a bit late, that's why we're here, because we have a connection with him. So we really encourage you to offer the incense. Don't get frightened, the sky will not fall. So we're gonna say the prayers, and when the formal ceremony is done, that's after we offer the incense, we'll come to the end of the ceremony, formal ceremony, and then we'll do, we go on to the rest of the program, right? So the offering of the incense jumps the opening song, and then everything flows from that, all right? So do chant along with us. We're gonna chant about 5 minutes. So chant along with us. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo means devotion of ourselves to the law of life, right? So that's why we chant. If you ever saw Tina Turner movie, this is the chant she used that really helped her strengthen herself and have the kind of life that she led. So do join in, and thank you for being here again. And by the way, I'm Jessica.
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, 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 Nam-myoho myo ho renge kyo nam 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 myo ho Nam yo ho renge kyo Nam yo ho renge kyo Nam yo ho renge kyo Myo ho renge kyo ho ben pondai ni Ni jise son ju san mai han jo ni ki go sha yo so go chi e jin jin mo yo go chi e man nang gen nan yo i sai sho man yak si bo so ko no chi sho i sha ga bo so shin gon yak sen man no ko mo sho sho bo so jin yo sho bo so mo yo do ho yom yo sho jin yo sho fu man jo yo jin jin mi zo hu ho si gi sho so the i sho nang gi sha yo so go ju jo bo so hi rai sho jo hin nen sho jo hi yo ko en gong kyo sho ben do shoujo ryori sho yakusho isha ga norai ho ben chiken harmesuka igo sakusha yas norai chiken go dai jinna Kirikimyo sho i zenjo ge da san mai jinyo mosai jojo isai mizo hu ho sha yas norai no shoujo fun bes gyo se sho ho eka sho shen sha yas sho yo gong jin moriya muhen mizo hu ho ko shi jojo shi sha yas ko sho bo se sho isha ga dai chike hu nange shi ho yu bus yo bus nai no hu jin sho ho ji so sho hi sho ho nyo ze so nyo ze sho nyo ze sa nyo ze in nyo ze en nyo ze ka nyo ze ho nyo ze han ma pu kyo do sho hi sho ho nyo ze so nyo ze sho dai nyo ze riki nyo ze sa nyo ze in nyo ze en nyo ze ka nyo ze ho nyo ze han ma pu kyo do sho hi sho ho nyo ze so sho nyo ze dai nyo ze riki nyo ze sa nyo ze in nyo ze en nyo ze ka nyo ze ho nyo ze han ma pu kyo do Myo ho renge kyo no ri ai jo yo han dai jo ko ji ga ta ga bo rai sho ko sho ma yo yak sen man ok sai a so gi jo se po kyo ke mo sho ok jo jo ri no o ba su do li rai mo ri ko hi do sho jo ko ho ben gen ni han ni just for me se do jo ju shi se po ga jo jo ko shi i sho sen zo ri ki ya ten do sho jo sui gong ni fu ken chu ken ga me se do ko yo sha ri ken ga he ren bo ni sho ka se go shin sho jo ki shin boku shiki shiki in yu nan ki shin yoken boku fuji Chako Shim Yo Ji Ga Go Sho Sho Go So Ro Jo Zin Ga Chi Go Sho Jo Jo Zai Shi Fu Metsu I Ho Ben Rico Metsu Bo Metsu Yo Go Go Sho Jo Go Kyo Shin Go Sha Ga Bu O I Cho I Ses No Jo Ho No To Fu Man Shin Metsu Do Ga Ken Sho Chu Jo Metsu Dai O Ku Kai Go Fu I Gen Chin Ryo Go Sho Gatsu Go In Go Shin Ren Bo Nai Shizu I Seppo Jin Zo Riki No Zen Jo Zai Bo Jo Sen Gyo Yo Sho Ju Cho Sho Jo Ken Go Jin Dai Ka Sho Jo Ji Do Wan Nam Ten En Jo Ju Man Hon Ren Sho Ju Kaku Sho Jo Ho Shogun Ho Jo Ta Ke Ka Sho Jo Sho Yo Raku Sho Ten Gaku Ten Go Shi Ge Gaku Hu Man Da Ra Ke San Bus Gyo Dai Shu Ga Jo Da Fu Ki Ni Sho Ken Jo Jin O Fo Sho Ko No No Ze Sis Jo Man Zai Sho Jo I Aku Go In En Ka A So Gi Ko Fu Man San Bom Yo Sho O Sho Go Da Ku Niu Wa Shi Ge Ji Ge Ja So Kai Gen Ga Shin Ni Seppo Waku Ji I Shi Shu Ses Bus Jo Mo Yo Ku Nai Ken Bu Sha I Ses Bus Nan Chi Ga Chi Riki No Zen Mo Yo Jum Yo Mu Sho Ko Ko Sho Go Sho Gaku No Ka U Chi Sha Mo To Shi Sho Gi To Dan Re Yo Jin Bus Go Je Po Ko Zen O Ben I Ji O Shi Go Design Ni Gon Chi Mon No Se Ko Mo Ga Yaku I Se Bu Ko Sho Go Gen Sha Tendo Design Ni Gon Mes Vi Jo Ken Ga Ko Ni Sho Kyo Shi Shin Fu Isu Jaku Go Yaku Da O Akudo Chu Ga Jo Shi Sho Jo Fu Gyo Do Zi Yo Sho Ka Do I Se Sho Jo Ho Mai Ji Za Zen En Hi Ga Ryo Sho Jo Tokan Yo Mo Jo Do Soko Jo Ju Bu Shin Nam Yo Ho Renge Kyo 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 go nam yo ho renge 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 go nam yo nam yo ho renge kyo nam yo ho renge kyo nam yo ho renge kyo nam yo ho renge kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Thank you.
Hi, so this brings us to the end of the formal ceremony. What we are going to do now is sing one of Unez's favorite songs, Shoulder to Shoulder. And I think the DJ will be helping us. What? You don't have to know. You don't have to know. Okay, so the leader doesn't have it. Happily I could find over little things. So I'm gonna do the first verse and the chorus, and then hopefully I get the
rhythm.
Yeah. 3, 4. Shoulder to shoulder, marching along, holding the banner high. With faith in our hearts and joy in our song, peace is the battle cry. We're building a highway of peace, where every man can be free. We will fight for the right of every man to be free. Marching forward to victory in the 21st century. We're marching forward to victory in the 21st century. Arm in arm, together we go, walking the great middle way. Fighting the poisons of fear, greed, and hate, winning the fight each day. A treasure that's too close to see, freedom for you and for me. We will fight for the right of every man to be free. Marching forward to victory in the 21st century. We're marching forward to victory in the 21st century. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Heart goes to heart, united and free, facing our destiny. The road that we travel is long, but with hope in our hearts we'll go on. Marching forward to victory in the 21st century. We're marching on to change history in the 21st century. Yeah. Okay, so now we will have the eulogy done by Cheryl Ann Fox.
Hi, please.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to celebrate the life of my uncle, Unez Euton. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Cheryl Ann Fox, Unez's eldest niece. Unez Moore, affectionately known by Mr. Wiggins, was born on January 1st, 1951, to the late Cordelia and Ernest Moore, that's my grandparents, in a village called Guayaguayari on the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. He was also the stepson of Anna Williams, that's my grandfather. Unez attended Guayaguayari RC School, where he received his formal education. After completing his education at Guayaguayari RC, he went on to Astra Boys and furthered his education at renowned college in San Fernando. Unez was a teacher at Walters School of Music, where he got his first real job at National Insurance Board. He then proceeded on to Wimpy, an international contractor at that time. This is where he landed his dream job with Amoco, an offshore oil and gas company on Trinidad's East Coast. Uncle Unez loved working offshore. He started as an operator and made his way to platform manager. His mother, my grandmother, always looked forward to the Wednesdays when he will land in Galeota on the chopper because he had to pass and check her before he made his way home. Everyone knew Unez Moore, the man who helped so many people in so many ways. Unez always had a positive advice to give, no matter how bad the situation may seem. He was that person who was always willing to lend a helping hand. He would say, I have to drop something for Celia before I leave Mayaro, or he had to drop something for his siblings, always had to drop something that was him. In 2009, Unez was given the opportunity by Repsol, a petroleum refinery, to move to Spain along with his wife Janice, where he lived for 4 years before migrating to Fort Lauderdale, Florida until his death. His favorite music was steel pan, calypso, and R&B. He will make sure that he will attend the Panorama Finals at the Queen's Park Savannah. He was strongly passionate about his practice for Buddhism. He practiced his meditation and daily chanting. Unez departed this life on December 23, 2025 at Florida Westside Hospital. Unez was preceded in death by his parents, his sister Angela Fox, his brother Michael Moore, his granddaughter Rihanna Moore, and his wife Gloria Rosal. Unez lived to cherish his memories. His wife Janice LaFawn Moore, his children Tessa, Marlon, and his precious baby girl Lisel, his bonus son Sean, his sister Brenda, his grandchildren Jeremiah, Josiah, Jeremy, Malachi, Malika, Shania, and Sade, his nieces Cheryl Ann, Shelly Ann, Trisha, Kizzy, and Camille, his nephews Sean, Dale, Jason, and Jerry, and his favorite aunt Elvaria, his dear friend Arthur Grant, the Moores, the Wilkes, the Merricks, the Francois, the Sebros, and a host of cousins, relatives, and friends. Unez will be missed dearly by all who knew him. I will end with a Buddhist quote from the Lotus Sutra. The Buddha sees all living things as equal, without discrimination, and never wearies of teaching them. Thank you, everyone, and may you have a wonderful rest of the day.
And now is the time for us to share our reflections. Now, we won't have a time limit, but we would like you to time yourself. Right? So, anyone would like to start?
Hi, I would like to start. Good evening, everyone. First of all, my name is Lloyd Percival. I'm the one who introduced my departed brother Unez to this great practice. It has been over 40 years. I enjoy this great practice which rejuvenates your life, changes your karma and destiny. The decisions you want in your life and the best you want for your life and others. This practice is phenomenal. It changes your thought pattern and the likeness and kindness for your fellow humanity. This practice is so great, it's an inherent part of your life. The moment you begin to chant the law of the universe, you become an integral part of the universe. You're not separate from the universe. You're an integral part. And so, I have condoned myself in the like manner, chanting this great law from then until now. And I enjoy every moment doing so. And I love my brother Unez. I know he's in a new life already. And I wish all who cherish his life and celebrating his life at the moment, thank you all for being here. Thank you very much.
Missing my piece in 2 words. Unez was, my name is Michael McIntyre. Unez to me was a mentor. I came into this practice and he was the one, as a male in the organization, mentored me in relation to the philosophy of Buddhism. You know, and that is a big thing for us. We operate on a principle called the mentor-disciple principle. Your mentor can only be somebody who you want to emulate. And he was a guy I always emulated. His method, his way we deal with people, the way we treat people. And before he left to go away on his journey outside, he gave me a mission. He left a mission at me, something he was doing. I wouldn't want to say what it is now because it's personal to other people. I was able to complete that mission and see that mission he'd be victorious in that mission for him before he died. And for that, I feel very grateful, as my comrade here Lloyd said. This philosophy is about living in this universe, living in this world here, which we are all part of. Everything around us is part of us. And if we approach life from that perspective, there will be no hate. There will only be love and compassion. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
现在他有那些希望的都是上杯。You're not eating you want to say anyone else? You're rush to the line.
Lena, let me come up here and say something.
Good day everyone, my name is Leonard Rosta. Through Auntie Brenda, I was introduced to Unez, and I think I was 92 or 91, somewhere around that time. And Unez always helped people, but I didn't know. So whenever we sit amongst the guys on work on the platforms, we would say, who helped you out? You know, because all of us was young at the time. And then they would say, well, Unez, and then somebody said, Unez helped me. And then somebody else said, Unez helped me. And then we would say, Unez helped me. How much people Unez really helped? So only then we realized most of the persons, while we were sitting there, Unez helped. But Unez never told none of us he helped the other. It was us who more or less said, well, you know, he helped us out. So we always look up to him. He would always give advice. One of his best advice was, make yourself marketable. I still hear that in my head to this day, in everything I do. Even while I'm doing my plants, I'm doing some way to invest and keep myself marketable. So I miss him. I had my days for my tears and all of that, but one of the things he told me just before he died, because we talked for like 6 hours almost every other day, about a month before he died. And he said to me, he said, you know, do me a favor. He said, I was stubborn as a young fella. He said, don't be as stubborn as me. Do different to me. And for somebody to say that to you, even in his ailment, he wanted to teach me something, right? Although I might be that young, because this is more or less powder. He still would always, even in his last, he's still giving some sort of guidance. So grateful to know the guy, and he told me, keep helping persons. I still do it, and I tell others to do the same, and I got that from you. So I'm grateful to know the guy, and I hope everybody could do the same and share.
Leonard, mother just passed away yesterday.
Condolences.
Everyone,
I'm not gonna
I'm
start.
Carol Sindro, first cousin of Unez Moore, his mom,
So, next time, the other one.
sister. Unez was
So, just come up and you'll wait because
not just my
somebody
cousin,
going on.
Have a seat right
I
here.
used to call him my big brother.
Just a while ago, I was telling his sister Brenda, I firmly believe in my heart there is not one person on the face of this earth that Unez knows could say anything negative about my cousin. When you're down, he lifted you up. When you're sad, he made you smile. When you needed a shoulder to lean on, his shoulder was always there. He was a motivator, he was a counselor, he was the person to guide you, he was the light in that storm, he was the silver lining behind that dark cloud. And like many of us, Unez, we would miss you. Cause, as we always call each other, you have a special place in my heart, and that place is reserved for you, you and you only. That little place in my heart. Every time I call Unez, you always have some upbeat message for me, regardless of how, how I was feeling and how negative my day might be going, he will always say, cuz, we are here, 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 we are here the glass is always half full. The light is always at the end of the tunnel. You know, think about looking at it this way or doing this. Always, always, always had a positive word for somebody. Because I love you and I could go on and on and on. But from all of us here in Pennsylvania, Upper Darby to be exact, we love you and you'll always remain here. I will always have a smile on my face. That last voice note you sent me will never be erased from my phone because I play it over and over again just to hear your voice. I love you.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. My name is Arthur Grant. I'm not a speaker, so just forgive me. I first met Unez in 1980 when this is just died. When I first joined Amoco, I met Unez at that time, but he was working, I think, don't hold me to it, I think he was in Pui, and I went off to Samar. There are a few striking things I remember specifically about Unez. And one of them is that I could recall that they would move the supervisors, I think he was an assistant supervisor at that time, from platform to platform. And Hollis Coker was the supervisor of Saman at that time. The news came that Unez was being transferred to Saman. And I could never forget the remark Hollis Coker made concerning Unez. And that was, we getting a workhorse. What he meant there is that our Unez is a hard-working person. And when he came, he didn't let us down at all. Unez was very hard-working. And he was a people's person. I am trying to remember anybody that I heard say anything negative about him. And there was always something positive you could hear about Unez. And what everybody here said is, he will help people and help you. And right down to me, I was in the process of leaving offshore. I decided that I'd had enough and I was leaving the platform. I called Unez, I said, Unez, I've had enough, I'm going home. The next week, Unez shifted around the whole crew, the facility. And I must say that after that, Amoco sold over, BP sold over to Repsol, and then I had the best 12 years of my life working ever. So I owe that to Unez. All I could say is that he had a good innings. I'm glad to be here to actually be part of this memorial. And yeah, I think that's it for the day.
So we're at the point where anybody wants to say something on behalf of Unez. Would you like to?
Just short.
Yeah, well, short, because we press for time. I have to stand. You can stand
You can
anyway.
stay anyway. You go
Okay.
focus.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Celia Smith-Williams. I am Unez's first cousin. What I know about Unez is that by the time I came to know myself, Unez had already moved to San Fernando. But we lived together in the same house. My mother, we call Mother Prince Albert Street, San Fernando. Unez was going to Asher Boys at the time, and I was going to Asher Girls. I know Unez to be somebody who very helpful because I was younger to him. So he always took an interest in my schoolwork and what I was doing. And eventually moved away, he went to work NIB and then later on Amuku. But I always met up with him either if I meet him in Wire or if he came to Port of Spain. He has always been what I know, very quiet, very unassuming, very hardworking, very helpful. So that's what I can say.
Like Celia, Unez is my first cousin. And I say is because even though he has gone, being a first cousin, he will continue to be a first cousin. Unez was a very quiet, he had a very quiet personality. That's the type of person Unez was. Cool, easygoing, one who would give advice. I could recall for my son, every year we would celebrate his birthday in Chaguanas because I live in this area. And Unez would miss no birthday. He would come to be a part of that celebration. His mother is the sister of my mother, and his mother became my mother. So even though that was my aunt, that was my mother. Because when I go to Guayari, we used to have a very close relationship in terms of discussing things about life, church, whatever. So I want to say that for all those that Unez would have touched in terms of helping them, let that be something that you cherish, because you get very few people who are like that. And that is simply because he had the spirit of love in him. If you don't have that spirit of love, you can't help people. Sad to say. You'll be very selfish. And that was just the personality that God created in Unez, which he in turn shared his entire life. Right? So I want to say to all of us, continue to take that as a role model that we should do in terms of this life. This life is very short, and whatever we do, we should do it to, lift others. So that's it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Matthew. I would like to share something special as regards Unez. I believe out of all the people here, I got the greatest gift for Unez because he introduced me to this. And that is the greatest gift anyone can have. Unez is the most selfless person I have come across. I want to repeat that. Unez Moore is the most selfless person I have come across. Anywhere you want to go, Unez will carry you. Anything you want, once he has it, he will give it to you. If you have a headache, Unez will give you Panadol. Anything concerning whatever it is, Unez will give it to you. I can remember one thing Unez said at work, when he was at Repsol. There was a particular situation with some lady was having a problem with one of her bosses. And because of Unez's personality, she came to him and what can I do? And Unez put her down and he spoke with her. And when she left there, she was a totally transformed person. This practice that we do here, we concentrate primarily on praying for ourselves and others. That is the nature of what we do. Some people might say, this person, you know, they did me wrong. Why do I need to pray for them? Why do I need to pray for their happiness? You know, they come and say, if I am not happy, you cannot be happy. I have to make that person happy also. So it doesn't matter what people may do, we have to make them happy. When I came from Venezuela in 2000, and Unez, as I said, was the person who introduced me to this practice. There was a bit of ups and downs, first of all, but when you sit with Unez and you exchange with him, you get to realize the phenomenal person Unez was. And if there's one thing I remember, you see that big smile? There is not a smile bigger than that. He might have been that tall, but his smile was that broad. You know, that is what I remember most about Unez. Whatever it is, I don't think anybody will say anything negative. He was firm when he needed to be firm. But after that firmness, he will come and cradle you, and he will take you in his arms. Unez is the person who I see personalize the spirit of mentor and disciple. His mentor was Isaac Wikida, and his thought, his speech, his action was a representation of what President Wikida wanted him to be. So what I have to say, it was my greatest pleasure, it was my greatest joy in encountering somebody like Unez. He introduced me to the Buddhist family, the SGI Buddhist family, and I am so grateful. So I am totally indebted to Unez. He is gone, but we know he's on his way back already. Right? He is what you call about the sulfur of the earth, and he has made his contribution, and he's coming again. Thank you very much.
Okay, so okay.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, Unez is my first cousin here. Good morning, Grant, everybody. Good to see you all, co-workers. Yeah, and coming in contact with Unez, you not always give you positive advice. He will counsel you if you're going wrong. That we cannot pursue Unez. I and he had a very, very good relationship. He played a significant part in my life, helping my life develop. You know, educate yourself, do this, do that, take some courses and what have you. We work on the CD for years. Yeah, from time to time, I'll remember he was in Salmon, he was in Teeth, but we will always communicate. And over the years, I've known Unez. We talk a lot. We discuss a lot of things, you know. He will always counsel me, if I'm going wrong. He will always counsel me, and good counsel. You will listen to him, because the advice he will give you, it will be positive advice. He will make sure you're on the right path. And as a cousin, you know, I will miss him dearly. Even when Unez was in Florida, I will call him and we'll talk on a regular basis. Like we talk for hours. Sometimes we say we had to go and do something, but I always try to keep communicating with him. Why? Because he's the person that will uplift you. He's the person that will put you in the right direction. That you cannot pursue Unez was. So when I heard that he was sick, I didn't really bother him much. I didn't really call him much. But I will talk to Dale, and Dale will give me a little feedback, how we doing, how we recuperating, and what have you. And Dale was the first person who called me early in the morning, about a little after 5, and told me that Unez passed. It was sad to really hear that, you know, to hear that Unez passed away. I didn't know it was so bad. I know it wasn't well, but I didn't know it was so bad. But you know, that's the thing with it, we had to accept. His mother, which is my aunt, was very, very good to me too. I stayed with her for about a decade in my life, yeah. With Cordelia, my auntie Cordelia, we call her Auntie Cordelia, and you know, you will come there from time to time, certain things I'll do wrong in the house, you'll come and you will look at it. If I've gone wrong, you will say, you need to do so, you need to do that. And that kind of person, you know, he always positive, he always put you on the right footing. And he's not here with us anymore, but he leaves some good foundation among me. I think that he instilled in me, where he can help me carry me through my life, where I share with other people. So I wanted to say thanks, you know, I'm here today to really pay my respect to Unez more, a great, great servant, a nice person, and we all will miss him. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not going to put his children on the spot, But what I will say is that, you know, there was a, I don't know if they still have the tin. There was a tin with green beans named Green Giant.
Yeah.
Jolly Green
Right.
Giant.
Yeah, the Jolly Green Giant. Well, for me, he was, although he was this tall, but he was a giant in terms of courage, compassion, as you all have said, always giving of himself, right? But don't mash it up. No, don't mash it up at all, because then it become giant. I'm really civil. Not abusive, but civil. Right? So, right now we're gonna enjoy one of his songs, right? That he liked from Renegades, Canon A minor. And he didn't use to sit up. Right? So if you go on to stand up, shake your butt, shake your leg, and see the children smiling. So that's right? So we're gonna have that song now, followed by Sentimentality by Kenny G. So we can sing along also. Let's really feel this. Yeah. along with the other one.
Dance to the world. Come on, dance to. Shake the leg, shake the leg.
to end the memorial, Brenda, as you know, Unez's sister, will end off with what we say, Daimoku Sancho, which is chanted Nam Myoho Renge 3 times. So she ring the bell and then we'll chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo and end this memorial, this part of the program. All right?
Ready?
Carry on.
Namyo Renge Kyo. Namyo Renge Kyo. Namyo Renge Kyo. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Awesome.
Okay, so please, stick around, stay around. We're gonna have some refreshments and so that we'd love for you to enjoy. And feel free to talk amongst yourselves about it. For your loans and that kind of stuff as well, right? So, and thanks for coming. Hey, Maria.